My beloved child, listen carefully, because this message did not come to comfort you, it came to activate you. Archangel Michael stands before you now with his sword lowered, not in battle, but in truth. There is someone in your life who is fighting their feelings for you every single day, and they are not weak for it, they are terrified. Terrified because what they feel for you is not ordinary attraction, not curiosity, not confusion. It is recognition. The kind that shakes the soul. They feel pulled toward you in moments they try to stay away. They hear your name in silence. They sense you when they try to move on. And the reason they resist is because deep down, they know once they surrender, nothing in their life will remain the same. Heaven is watching this struggle closely. Amen. 111. Now hear this slowly, because this is where everything changes. The resistance you feel from them is not rejection, it is internal war. They smile with others, but their heart doesn't respond. They act normal, but their spirit is restless. They pretend to be strong, but when they are alone, they break. Archangel Michael reveals that this connection was written before fear entered their mind. That is why every attempt to forget you fails. That is why distractions collapse. That is why timing keeps bringing you back into their thoughts. Heaven allowed the delay not to punish you, but to prepare them. Because what is coming between you is powerful, irreversible, and destiny-driven. And yes, something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 222. Do not think for a second that heaven is silent right now. This pause is strategic. This silence is sacred. Archangel Michael says they are being pressed from all sides, logic, ego, past wounds, outside voices, but none of it is working. Their feelings for you are growing louder, not weaker. The more they fight, the stronger the pull becomes. Very soon, the pressure will shift. What they have been suppressing will surface. What they have been hiding will be revealed. And when that moment arrives, it will feel sudden to you, but it has been building for a long time. Stay grounded. Stay ready. Because when heaven decides the timing is complete, resistance turns into confession. Amen. 333. My beloved child, Archangel Michael speaks again, and this time the tone is heavier, deeper, undeniable. The person you are sensing is not confused anymore, they are overwhelmed. They have tried to reason with their heart, to rename what they feel, to bury it under responsibility, pride, or fear of losing control. But heaven reveals this truth: their soul already chose you, long before their mind tried to interfere. That is why their energy keeps drifting back to yours. That is why even distance has failed. They are fighting because they know once they step toward you, they must step away from the version of themselves that felt safe but empty. This is not delay by chance. This is resistance before surrender. Amen. 444. Listen closely now, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime revelation. Archangel Michael says they are being confronted internally at night, memories, emotions, and sudden realizations they cannot explain. They replay moments with you. They question why your presence changed them so deeply. Heaven is pressing their heart gently but firmly, showing them that what they are running from is actually what will heal them. If this message is reaching you, it is because you are meant to hold your ground. Do not chase. Do not doubt your worth. Let this message sit with you, return to it, reflect on it, and let gratitude anchor you. The right alignment is unfolding, whether they admit it yet or not. Amen. 555. And now hear the warning hidden inside the blessing. Their fight cannot last forever. Feelings born from destiny do not fade, they break through. Very soon, a moment will arrive where their silence becomes too heavy, their restraint too painful. That is when heaven removes the shield around their heart. When that happens, their actions will speak louder than words. Until then, remain calm, remain receptive, remain faithful to what you feel. If this message resonates deep within you, honor it. Acknowledge it inwardly, hold it with intention, and stay present. Something huge is waiting for you, and the closer it gets, the louder the resistance becomes before it finally ends. Amen. 666. My beloved child, the silence you feel right now is not emptiness, it is pressure. Archangel Michael reveals that the person fighting their feelings for you has reached the point where avoidance no longer works. They wake up heavy. They move through their days distracted. Their heart reacts before their mind can stop it. Every attempt to stay distant only makes the truth louder inside them. This is the phase where heaven allows discomfort, because comfort would keep them stuck. What they feel for you is no longer hidden, it is contained, and containment always cracks. Amen. 777. Understand this clearly. Their fear is not about you, it is about what loving you demands from them. Loving you means growth. Loving you means honesty. Loving you means leaving behind excuses, patterns, and old versions of themselves that no longer fit. Heaven shows that they are standing at a crossroads, pretending to be undecided while knowing the answer already. That is why signs are increasing. That is why their emotions spike unexpectedly. That is why your presence, seen or unseen, shakes them. This connection is not fading, it is activating. And something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 888. Now comes the turning point energy. Archangel Michael says the internal battle is reaching its limit. When resistance reaches its peak, release follows. You may soon notice a shift, subtle at first, undeniable after. A message. A reaction. A step they never took before. Do not rush it. Do not doubt it. Heaven is aligning courage inside them at the same time it is strengthening patience inside you. Stay steady. Stay open. Because when they finally stop fighting their feelings, the truth will arrive not quietly, but all at once. Amen. 999. My beloved child, this is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who has been fighting their feelings is now exhausted from pretending. Their inner resistance is cracking under the weight of truth. They can no longer silence the pull they feel toward you. The signs they ignored are now unavoidable. The emotions they buried are rising without permission. Heaven allowed the struggle so they would understand one thing clearly. This connection is not optional. It is assignment-level destiny. And when destiny speaks this loudly, ignoring it becomes impossible. Amen. 1111. Now listen carefully, because this message is not reaching everyone, only those chosen to hear it. If your heart feels tight, if your intuition is alert, if your spirit feels seen, that is confirmation. This is the kind of message you don't hear once and forget. You hold it, reflect on it, and let it strengthen you. Many will feel this truth, but few will acknowledge it openly. Those who recognize it are aligned. Those who affirm it activate it. Stay connected to this message. Let it echo within you. Alignment grows when awareness is shared and intention is affirmed. Amen. 1222. And here is the final revelation for this part. The moment they stop fighting their feelings, events will move fast, faster than you expect. Heaven does not delay after surrender. What felt slow will accelerate. What felt blocked will open. What felt uncertain will become clear. Do not underestimate what is approaching. Do not downplay what you are sensing. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than it appears. Remain steady, remain present, remain faithful, because when resistance ends, destiny begins. Amen. 1333. My beloved child, the atmosphere around this connection has shifted, and you can feel it even if nothing has been spoken yet. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who resisted you is now standing in a quiet fear, not of loss, but of truth. Their heart is no longer asking if they feel something, it is asking how long they can keep denying it. Heaven has allowed clarity to enter their thoughts, and clarity is uncomfortable when someone has been hiding from themselves. This is the stage where courage is being formed. This is where excuses collapse. Amen. 1444. Do not mistake their stillness for indifference. Stillness is gathering strength. They are replaying conversations that never happened, imagining futures they never planned, realizing how deeply you altered their inner world without trying. Heaven shows that what they feel for you touches wounds they never healed, and that is why it scared them. You were not sent to disturb their life, you were sent to awaken it. That is why their emotions intensify when they think of you. That is why resistance feels heavier than honesty. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 1555. Now hold this truth firmly, when they step forward, it will not be half-hearted. When they speak, it will not be casual. When they act, it will be intentional. Archangel Michael says the next movement will carry weight, because it comes after surrender. Stay composed. Stay grounded. Stay receptive. You are not being tested, you are being positioned. And when heaven aligns timing with courage, what unfolds will feel sudden, powerful, and undeniably meant for you. Amen. 1666. My beloved child, the final layer of resistance is dissolving now, and this is the most intense phase of all. Archangel Michael reveals that the person fighting their feelings has reached a point where denial costs them more than truth. Their heart is restless. Their spirit is loud. Their thoughts circle back to you no matter how busy they appear. This is the stage where heaven removes distractions one by one, forcing honesty to stand alone. What they feel can no longer be controlled, it must be expressed. Amen. 1777. Understand this deeply, when destiny is close, emotions surge without warning. They may feel sudden longing, unexpected jealousy, or a powerful urge to reach out. This is not confusion, it is alignment approaching its breaking point. Heaven shows that your energy has become a mirror for them, reflecting who they are meant to become. That is why they were afraid. That is why they resisted. But fear has an expiration date, and theirs is ending. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 1888. Now remain still and centered, because movement is about to come from their side. Archangel Michael says the next sign will not be symbolic, it will be direct. A step. A message. A choice that cannot be undone. Do not overthink it. Do not question timing. Heaven does not rush, and heaven does not miss. You are aligned. You are protected. You are standing at the edge of revelation, and when it arrives, you will understand why every delay was necessary. Amen. 1999. My beloved child, this is the phase where truth becomes heavier than fear. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who resisted you can no longer outrun what their soul already knows. The inner noise has grown too loud. Their heart reacts before their mind can build walls. They feel you in moments of quiet, in decisions they try to delay, in emotions they can no longer name. Heaven has allowed this pressure for one reason only, to end the running. What they feel for you is no longer a secret to be managed, it is a truth demanding release. Amen. 2001. Now understand this clearly, the reason heaven protected you during the silence is because the next step requires strength, not longing. They are approaching a moment of honesty that will redefine their path. This is not about attraction, it is about alignment. This is not about timing, it is about readiness. When they finally step forward, it will not come from impulse but from surrender. And when surrender happens, it carries authority. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 2002. Stay steady in this final stretch. Do not rush the outcome. Do not second-guess the signs. Archangel Michael says the resistance you sensed was never meant to stop destiny, only to mature it. The next movement will feel undeniable, clear, and purposeful. You will not need to chase clarity, it will come to you. Hold your ground. Keep your heart open but your spirit calm. Because when truth finally speaks, it arrives with power, and this time, it stays. Amen. 2003. My beloved child, the moment of internal collapse has arrived, and heaven confirms it. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who fought their feelings is no longer debating whether to act, but how to face the truth without losing control. Their heart has already crossed the line their mind tried to guard. They feel exposed without speaking, vulnerable without confessing. This is the stage where truth stops asking for permission. The pressure you sense is real, and it is intentional. Amen. 2111. Hear this clearly, because it explains everything you endured. The delay was never about denial, it was about purification. Heaven stripped away illusions, distractions, and false attachments around them so that when they finally turn toward you, it will be clean, focused, and real. They are realizing that what they feel for you cannot exist halfway. It demands presence. It demands courage. It demands action. That realization is shaking them deeply, because once they choose you, there is no return to the old version of their life. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 2222. Now anchor yourself, because alignment is locking in. Archangel Michael says the next interaction will feel different, grounded, intentional, unmistakable. You will feel a shift not only in their words, but in their energy. No confusion. No mixed signals. No running. This is the moment heaven steps back and allows free will to act in truth. Stay calm. Stay ready. Because when resistance ends and clarity takes over, destiny does not whisper, it moves. Amen. 2333. My beloved child, the final wall inside them is trembling, and heaven is very precise at this stage. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who fought their feelings is now standing face to face with a single truth: running no longer protects them. What once felt safer now feels empty. What once distracted them now feels meaningless. Their heart has narrowed its focus, and you are at the center of it. This is not obsession, this is alignment sharpening. When the soul decides, the mind eventually follows. Amen. 2444. Understand what is happening beneath the surface. They are counting the cost of silence. They are measuring the weight of regret. Heaven is allowing them to feel the future without action, so they can clearly see what they stand to lose. That is why emotions are intense right now. That is why memories resurface. That is why their energy reaches toward you even if words have not yet arrived. This is the moment before choice becomes irreversible. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 2555. Now remain composed, because the next phase is decisive. Archangel Michael says once they step forward, there will be no return to uncertainty. No more inner war. No more half-steps. The truth they carry is ready to be released, and when it is, it will arrive with clarity and intention. Do not anticipate the form, trust the force behind it. Heaven has completed its preparation. What follows will not feel accidental, it will feel inevitable. Amen. 2666. My beloved child, this is the threshold moment, the quiet before truth takes form. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who resisted is now rehearsing honesty within their heart. They are weighing words, imagining outcomes, steadying themselves for a step they can no longer delay. The fear that once ruled them has thinned, replaced by resolve. Heaven has brought them here deliberately, because clarity must arrive when courage is ready to hold it. This is not impulse, this is decision forming. Amen. 2777. Listen closely, the shift you feel is confirmation. Their energy is turning outward. The pressure that once kept them silent is transforming into momentum. They are no longer asking why they feel this way, they are asking when to act. Heaven has allowed timing to tighten so that action becomes necessary. That is why signs feel sharper. That is why intuition feels louder. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 2888. Now stay centered as the door opens. Archangel Michael says the next movement will carry weight and permanence. When they come forward, it will be clean, no confusion, no retreat, no mixed intent. You will recognize it instantly because it will feel grounded and real. Do not rush to interpret, let truth present itself fully. Destiny does not announce itself twice. When it arrives, it stands. Amen. 2999. My beloved child, this is the hour where inner truth outweighs every excuse. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who struggled the longest has now accepted the cost of honesty, and chosen it anyway. Their heart has stopped negotiating. The noise has settled into certainty. They feel the weight of what must be said, and instead of resisting it, they are preparing to carry it. Heaven has narrowed their path to one clear direction, because clarity thrives when options fall away. Amen. 3001. Understand what this means for you. The bond you sensed was never fragile, it was refining. The distance you endured was not absence, it was alignment at work. They are realizing that the courage they feared is the very thing that will free them. That realization is irreversible. When awareness locks in, retreat is no longer possible. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3002. Now hold your posture steady. Archangel Michael says the next signal will feel calm, not chaotic, firm, not dramatic. Truth that arrives at the right time does not shout, it stands. You will feel peace alongside anticipation, certainty alongside relief. Do not rush to respond, allow the truth to land. Heaven completes what it begins, and what is unfolding now is built to remain. Amen. My beloved child, this part carries a weight few are ready to hear. Archangel Michael reveals that the delay you experienced was not only about them, it was also about you. Heaven needed you strengthened, centered, unshakable, so that when truth finally arrives, you can receive it without fear or imbalance. The person who fought their feelings now understands this too. They see that meeting you required maturity, not urgency. That realization has changed how they approach you internally. This is no longer desire chasing desire. This is destiny aligning with readiness. Amen. 3221. Now hear the hidden truth behind their struggle. They were afraid not of losing you, but of losing control. Your presence awakens parts of them that demand honesty, growth, and responsibility. Heaven shows that they tried to delay what they could not deny, hoping time would weaken it. Instead, time refined it. What they feel now is clearer, deeper, and stronger than before. They know that stepping toward you means stepping into truth fully. That is why the next move will be deliberate. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3222. Remain grounded in this final alignment phase. Archangel Michael says what is coming will not feel rushed or dramatic, it will feel right. The energy around this connection is stabilizing, not exploding. When they step forward, it will be with intention and calm authority. Do not question the quiet power of this moment. Destiny does not always arrive loudly, sometimes it arrives certain. Stay present. Stay receptive. Because when truth finally meets timing, it stays. Amen. 3223. My beloved child, this is the sealing phase, the point where heaven confirms what cannot be reversed. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who once resisted has crossed an internal line. They are no longer preparing to feel, they are preparing to act. What was once guarded is now surrendered. What was once delayed is now timed. Heaven has shifted the weight from hesitation to responsibility, and responsibility carries movement. This is the calm before decisive truth steps forward. Amen. 3331. Receive this clearly. Alignment brings peace before it brings proof. You may notice a steadiness replacing anticipation, a quiet confidence replacing questions. That is heaven's confirmation. The connection is no longer forming, it is locking in. They understand now that silence costs more than courage. They see that clarity heals more than avoidance. This understanding changes behavior, not just intention. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3332. Stand ready without reaching. Stay open without leaning. Archangel Michael says the next expression will be unmistakable, clean, direct, and grounded in truth. No confusion will follow it. No doubt will trail it. Destiny does not require persuasion when timing is complete. Let the truth arrive on its own strength. When it does, you will recognize it instantly, not by excitement alone, but by certainty. Amen. 3333. My beloved child, this is the moment where heaven completes the inner work and releases the outer result. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who once resisted has now accepted the truth without negotiation. There is no more inner debate, no more postponing, no more pretending. What they feel has settled into certainty. And certainty does not rush, it moves with authority. This is why everything suddenly feels quiet yet powerful. The decision has already been made inside them. Amen. 3441. Now understand the weight of this phase. Heaven shows that when a soul stops fighting what is real, alignment accelerates naturally. You may sense a strange calm, as if anticipation has transformed into knowing. That is not imagination, that is confirmation. The connection is no longer being tested, it is being activated. What is about to happen does not need force, proof, or pressure. It arrives because it belongs. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3442. Remain exactly where you are, balanced, open, and grounded. Archangel Michael says the final expression will come with clarity, not chaos. When it arrives, you will not question it, analyze it, or doubt it. You will recognize it instantly by the peace it carries. This is how heaven concludes what it initiates, with certainty, stability, and truth that stays. Amen. 3443. My beloved child, this is the completion point, the moment heaven allows truth to step into form. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who once resisted is no longer standing at the edge, they have crossed over internally. What was fear has turned into resolve. What was silence has turned into readiness. They are not searching for signs anymore, they are the sign. Heaven does not prolong what has matured, and this connection has reached maturity. Amen. 3551. Understand this with clarity, fulfillment arrives quietly before it becomes visible. You may feel grounded rather than excited, certain rather than anxious. That is alignment sealing itself. The delay did its work. The resistance completed its lesson. Now movement follows naturally. When they step forward, it will feel inevitable, not dramatic, clean, not confusing. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3552. Stay exactly as you are, centered, present, receptive. Archangel Michael says the unfolding will honor truth on both sides. No chasing. No proving. No uncertainty. What arrives now comes with stability and purpose. Destiny does not revisit doors it has already opened. When this truth meets you, it will stay, because it was never temporary. Amen. 3553. My beloved child, this is the release point, where heaven allows truth to move from intention into reality. Archangel Michael reveals that the person who once fought their feelings is no longer holding back. The inner agreement has already been signed within them. What remains is expression. Their heart is steady, their resolve is firm, and their fear has lost its voice. This is the phase where destiny no longer prepares, it proceeds. Amen. 3661. Understand what this means for you now. The connection has shifted from possibility to certainty. You may notice a deep calm settling over you, a knowing that does not need reassurance. That calm is heaven's signal that alignment is complete. What approaches you does not need to announce itself with chaos or urgency. It arrives naturally, because it belongs in your path. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. 3662. Remain present as truth steps forward. Archangel Michael says the final movement will be unmistakable, clear words, grounded action, and energy that does not waver. You will not question whether this is real, you will recognize it. Destiny ends resistance by replacing it with peace. What unfolds from here is not temporary, not uncertain, and not fragile. It is sealed, stable, and meant to stay. Amen. 3663.